Ever since I started making weekly videos for the channel again, I've been getting asked a lot of questions around my weight loss, like, John, should we be worried? John, wow, you look great. John, I hope you're okay. John, wow, you lost so much weight. So in today's video, I'm addressing how I lost 130 pounds in a year and managed to keep it off for another year. We will be taking a break this week from the twin-turbo LS-swapped Nissan 350Z Drift Bomb build as I'm waiting on some parts to finish the fuel system, as well as the Banshee Swap Kids Quad because I'm having a lot of issues with the HPI CDI ignition. So for all my mom and dad bods, anybody else who wants to learn how to lose some serious weight fast, or maybe you're interested in getting to know me just a little bit better, I put this video together to get more connected with my peoples, so stick around because I teamed up with cameraman Wes for some good laughs and some seriously inspiring moments that I think people of all ages might be able to take something away from. If I help at least one person with their journey, then it was totally worth the 20-hour edit.
Like, I've been thinking all day, like, I know what I'm going to say in my intro, I know what I'm going to say, and boom, I get here and I'm like, alright, boss, I am here. Guys, I wrote up 20 questions for Wes. I thought, who better to ask me these types of questions than my best effing friend of 25 plus years. A little background between me and Wes. I've known him my entire life, pretty much since I'd say early teen, before early teen. So he's been with me, middle school. My boy's been with me a very long time.
So much time invested.
Thick and thin, man, he's been with it. So I was like, we could do like an interview style video where he asks me questions and I answer them and just give you guys genuine one-off responses, you know? So this isn't scripted. This is literally, I handed him what I could think of in a moment's notice and he's gonna ask me the questions. So, and I'm gonna answer them to the best of my ability. So, all right, hit me, dog. You can ask me anything else that comes to your mind. It's an open conversation, bro.
All right. What's your background info and tell me a little about yourself?
Background information. I am a 35-year-old male. I have 3 kids. I am married to a lovely woman. I grew up pretty poor, and we couldn't afford nothing growing up. And I remember wanting a 4-wheeler so bad, and I was at a monster truck show, and that's where I first seen the Yamaha Banshee, and that's what grabbed me ever since. I think I was like 12 years old. They had the big arena down there, and they were doing the monster trucks, and after the monster trucks, they would do like the ATV races, and I remember seeing, it was like a 2002 blue and white silver frame Yamaha Banshee ripping around this track, dude. Immediately fell in love with that 2-stroke sound. There was just nothing like it. That twin screaming, that twin cylinder screaming around the track, bro. I don't know, it just grabbed my attention at 12 years old, you know. And so like, we couldn't afford that kind of stuff. And I had started doing landscaping the next year with my Uncle Mike. I think you remember that a little bit. That's kind of when we met, right around that era. I started doing landscaping. I was a tree hauler. I was the ground crew cleanup, pretty much. You know, I was just a donkey. I'd be putting brush in machines and lumping logs on my shoulder and throwing them.
Jose.
Oh, yeah. $9 an hour, which was really good money for a 13-year-old. So I spent, 3 months every summer working with my uncle, and then I'd do weekends during the school year when time permitted and I wasn't with family and stuff like that. So I would save, and then a year and a half later, I bought my first quad. It was a piece of junk, though, man. You remember Robbie? Yeah. So I had a buddy back then named Robbie, and me and Robbie used to beat the hell out. He had this, it was like a 2002 Kawasaki Bayou, and I had bought that. That was my first quad. I don't know why I went with that quad. I guess because it was just easy and it was there and I had the money. But if I could go back, I would have bought a Banshee instead. You know what I mean? But back then, we didn't have Craigslist. Like, that stuff was all brand new. The internet was still, like, just becoming Yeah, bro. We had, like, dial-up, and we had AOL, dude. That was the first messenger when I was in, like, the senior year of high school. Yeah, and Yahoo, bro. That's where I learned a lot of my stuff. So then, a couple years later, fast forward, I picked up a Warrior. Now, you know about Warriors. That's what you ride, bro. That's your quad. I rebuilt one. I was stupid young, man. I rebuilt one of those and I rebuilt a Blaster. The Warrior was like the first one that I really got my hands into, though. And it was only shortly after I got the Bayou. I picked that up for like $250. It would start, it would run when you hit the throttle, it would and that was it, you know? It would kind of just cut out. Well, here, the parking brake switch, something was wrong with the wiring. I fixed that at like 13 years old, bro. I was on Yahoo forums looking up how to fix these things, trying to figure it out. 13. So I didn't have anybody to guide me back then. Like, I wasn't around my dad and stuff like that for some years. So I didn't have anybody mechanic-wise to guide me. I just kind of took it into my own hands. And that's kind of how I still do it today. I just do what I do,
Now we got YouTube.
Yeah, now we got YouTube, but
And
I'm the guy making the videos,
Right?
showing people how to do the things, because I just tear them apart, figure it out, and put it back together, So, but yeah, so I looked up the forums, fixed the Warrior, and then I wound up selling that thing for like $1,200. So I bought it for $250, fixed it for next to nothing, sold it for like $1,200. And I was like, I can make money doing this. So fast forward some more years, I had a little rough spot there in my youth that I'm not really going to talk too much about in this video. Maybe years down the road, if I ever become ultra successful, that'll be another story. But fast forward, we got out of that stuff, and then in my early 20s, I started doing flips. You kind of were doing the rocks up top for a while, so there was like a couple year period where me and Wes, we still kept in touch, but he lived like an hour and a half away. So we were in touch, but we didn't see each other as much for a good 5-year span, I think it was, when I lived down below. And essentially, I started flipping quads and bikes then. I was working a full-time job, making trash bags. Yeah. Well, that came later. That came a few years later. So I started flipping. I did a couple cars here and there, but I did a lot of bikes and quads because they were easy. I could fit them in my backyard. I didn't have a garage at the time. I just had a half a double house with a tiny backyard. And I would buy them, put them in the back, fix them, and then sell them. And that's what I would do. I'd buy a couple every month or two. You know what I mean? It was just side cash at the time. So then moving up, I wound up getting a 2-car oversized two-story garage, basically. So a 2-car, 2-story, and then I would start the trucks. That's what got me into parting Chevys out. So then I was doing quads, then I was building turbo and nitrous cars. I got into all that stuff throughout my 20s, and so I've been doing that ever since. I think I bought my first turbo car, I think it was like 22 years old. I'm 35 now, so that was 13 years ago. It was Mitsubishi Eclipse, the 1995. Had a 6-bolt swap and big turbonetics, big ass T66 on there, and that thing roared, bro. But I've had all kinds of cars since then, supercharged Mustang, turbo Mustangs. I've had probably 30 Mustangs, 30 Eclipses. I got all kinds of stuff now. The twin turbo 350Z that I'm building on the YouTube channel. I got the 91 Eclipse sitting out here. It just like spiraled, So it went from a single quad into cars and quads. I think somewhere along there I was like 18. I had an 85 Camaro with a 305 high output that I was building up. I don't know. I always like to tinker, So everybody on the channel, they were always like, "You don't only do quads and bikes, right?" And I'm like, "No, I do everything, bro. Literally everything." So I think that's a good piece of my background info,
When people ask me, "Can you fix this?" And I'm like, "There's not much that I can't figure out to fix, or how to fix, or know somebody or somehow way to help you fix this." Like the list of shit that we don't know how to fix
is very small.
It's very small.
Well, because we could just figure out how to fix it, So, or you have all this knowledge right at your fingertips. You just type a few words and poof, you got what you need right there. All right, hit me. What you got?
All right. What do you do for a living?
Oh, I think I just kind of answered that one.
Right. That was all between the two.
No, I got you. I get asked this one a lot. A lot of people come through my comments and messages and stuff, and you guys are always asking kind of what do I do for a living. So to answer that, I do a wide variety of things, but essentially what I learned to do early on in my youth through flipping quads, bikes, and cars is still what I do to this day. I'll find stuff on Marketplace that's cheap and broken, and then I try to fix it up, put a little spit shine on her, and sell for a few bucks more, I put my time and effort into them. Some things like the twin turbo Nissan 350Z I fall in love with, so I hang on to those for just a little bit longer, but I'll do all the fabrication, all the design, basically all of it, from the ground up. And stuff like that I make a couple more bucks on than I do with like the quads, but it's just sprinkling a little bit of each here and there, and then I do the Chevy part outs, as you know, because you've always helped me with that stuff. So I buy like Chevy Silverados and pull the drivetrains and all the good parts off them, stack them on a shelf. But some of that stuff can take a while to sell, and so I don't do a whole lot of that anymore. And then dealing with marketplace people can sometimes be.
Tomorrow's money.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, sitting on a shelf just waiting.
Cause
It's time. It could go today. It could go 10 weeks from now.
Yeah.
You know. But that's the thing. I can't just keep going buying more if I don't have a place to put it.
Right. So then you gotta find something else to make money.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, to answer the question, that's what I do for a living now. And then I sell some parts on eBay, but I don't do a whole lot of that. That's a hassle. They take 20% of your money right off the top now, and it's just like, what? I do all the work and you get 20%. Like I do the shipping label, the shipping, all of it. You know, it's 13, but till taxes and everything else come out, it's 20%.
Right. That's why everybody else's prices are up for used parts.
Yep. And I just try to be at the bottom because I want to sell my stuff fast. Time is money, you know.
Trust me, I get it.
Yeah, bro.
I know all about it. I got parts in my garage too. We dabble around together.
Yeah, bro. Always. Ride or die, bro. I highly suggest you guys find a ride or die, man. Wes be my ride or die, bro.
Any day of the week, no matter what time it is.
That's right.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Like, I could count them. I could count the amount of times. Actually, I can't count. That's how many times it's been, but I could call Wes. What's that? One time it was like 9 o'clock at night. I'm like, Wes, I'm broke down. I'm like 6 hours away from home, Wes. I need your help, man. I don't know who else to call. Bro, he's like, have Jess open the garage for me. I'll be there. I'll grab the tools. I'll be there. You show up, it was like 3 a.m., bro. I had a hotel. It was the rollback. We were driving the rollback, and it's an 8 lug. I had like a 1980 Ford F350 rollback, and like 7 of the 8 lug nuts broke off the back. And by miracle of God, 1 lug nut was holding that truck's wheel on, and I had a truck loaded on the back, and I was on my way back from getting a crazy good deal down in like Virginia or something, you know. This man came and saved me, so yeah, highly.
That was one hell of a drive through the night with no sleep all day and just hit the road.
Yeah, bro, for real.
Took a 2-hour nap, 3-hour nap, and I was like, let's go.
Yep.
And I was like, all right, let's ride.
Monster it up, man. Let's go.
Start popping cans.
Yep.
When did you start your weight loss goal?
When did I start my weight loss goal? All right, so currently today it is August 30th, 2023. I started my weight loss goal. I just want to be a little more comfortable. It's late, guys. It's 10:09 p.m. So, yeah, it's late. We're both tired. Wes came over here at 9:30 to help me film this. So, when did I start my weight loss goal? It's 8/30/2023. So August 30th, 2023. I started my goal in January of 22. So it was like the first week of January, bro. It was the first or second week. And I hit it like that. You know what I mean? It was not a New Year's resolution. I swear to you, I'm not the New Year's resolution guy.
And I remember this because for like 2 months before this started, 3 months, he was coming to me and talking to me about, I'm going to start losing weight. I'm going to start eating healthy.
Prior to that.
Yeah, prior to
like I was priming myself up for a couple months.
Priming himself up and just hit it.
Yeah.
Hit it hard. Every day he works out. Every time I call him, it's somehow I get him while he's working. Every fucking time.
I'm working out, bro.
Then I gotta talk to him while he's working out on video on FaceTime and watch him work out and try to have a conversation with him. It's the most funniest shit ever. So what issues or challenges did you have along the way?
Ooh, that's a good one, bro. That's a good one. I want to say the biggest one's mental. I would say this right here, guys, is the biggest challenge for weight loss. For me personally, the self-control is really hard to master. I even still struggle sometimes, you know what I mean? That'd be my number one obstacle, would be self-control, like controlling my own habits and tendencies, you know, because we are creatures of habit and we tend to always go back to the things that we know best, you know? So yeah. And outside of mental, I mean, I've always had the ability to kind of push myself physically. I can think back to my early youth. You remember I used to lift weight. Oh yeah, I didn't even throw that up in my background info. I actually was a power lifter coming out of high school from like 10th grade to when I was like 21. So maybe like a good 4 years. I used to be like semi-jacked. I was like kind of fat jacked though, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what that is.
But I was stupid strong, bro. I mean, I was benching like 350, 400 pounds. I was squatting like 650. I was hex deadlifting like 650. I was leg pressing like 1,400 pounds. I was a beast, bro. I was a beast. But like I said, I was fat jacked. I was never like more defined like I am now, you know. So yeah, anyways, my biggest obstacle was mental, and I would say my second biggest obstacle would be time. And I say time because it's hard to find the time to exercise and stay consistent. That'd be my third one, consistency.
Right, especially being a family man, trying to make money.
Yep.
And the other 10,000 things
Yep.
you got going on.
Where do you fit this one thing in that doesn't fit your regular narrative of family man, money making man, etc., etc.? This one thing that doesn't hold a whole lot of value towards those things. But it does, though, when you look at it at its core. See, to me, when I look at fitness, it's here. Because if I can control that small piece of my life, it helps me control the rest of my life. Or even if it's things that are outside of my control, it helps me handle them mentally. You know what I mean? If I can go through these struggles and power through them, why can't I go through the rest of these struggles and power through those as well? You know?
Is how do you overcome those obstacles?
Woo. Well, I'm going to be really honest, I guess. Honesty is the best policy, right, guys? So for me, my biggest challenge was the mental, and I went through some therapy, basically. That helped me a lot. It gave me some tools to use. There are methods out there. I'm not gonna, drain you guys with those methods and stuff like that. But yeah, I went and seeked counseling for a little bit, and I don't consider that weak. Counseling literally is somebody who is in a better mental position who can help guide you when you're not in the best mental position, right? So that's the way I look at counseling, and I don't see anything weak about that at all, because we all seek guidance from other people that have been through some shit, right? Let's face the facts here. Ain't nobody on this goddamn earth perfect. And I'm not perfect, he ain't perfect, you ain't perfect, nobody's perfect, right? So I sought out counseling because I wanted guidance to do better. And so that was one thing that helped me overcome my biggest mental challenges, especially self-control. And I have a tendency to obsessively think about things on deep levels. Deep levels. You know this.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard to break that, especially when you do it for 30-some years. Like 30 years, it's really hard to break that. So counseling helped do wonders for me. My counselor, she was great. She took really good care of me and showed me a lot of ways to deal with a lot of that. That was one good method. I would say another method, and I'm not gonna, this might sound kind of corny, but it worked for me. And I think that's important, is sharing the truth of what works for me. It may not work well for you guys, but it worked well for me.
Everybody's different. Everybody's tools and toolbox is
Yep.
different.
Yeah, my switches are different than yours.
Yeah.
My internal switches are different than yours, right? The biggest one, the second best thing that helped me overcome a lot of these obstacles was TikTok motivations. Like just scrolling on TikTok and seeing a motivation post, and it's saying something like, today you're gonna beat this challenge, don't give up. Like Goggins, like David Goggins, you see him on it, he's like stupid popular, and he's the military guy. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about. And he'd be like, you don't know who I am, and he's like trudging through the shit, you know what I mean? So like seeing stuff like that really helps push, man, because you're like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of cool posts out there like that, and those show up a lot on my feed, even to this day. Like this morning, I'm sitting on the shitter scrolling, and I'm like, because that's my favorite place to scroll on TikTok when I'm taking a shit, So I'm scrolling through, and I'm like, yeah, bro, it's amazing what something like that can flip the switch in your brain, your emotional switch. Like I was like having a crappy morning. I came in this morning, the shop was flooded. Yeah, even after I dug the trench. So I go and take a shit, and I saw one with Goggins, and it had a bunch of other, like Steve Harvey and a bunch of other top icons, and they're all push Tony Robbins. Like they're all motivational guys, you know, and they've been around for a while. And I saw it, and it lit me on fire, bro. It literally flipped that negative mindset 180. So sometimes things like that can really help you out. You know what I'm saying? Or my third one would be my support system. Like Wes, and I have just a very few, can't even count them on one hand, the amount of people I have in my support system. Strong support system, and that's necessary for your success and survival, you know. I pull on him, he pulls on me. He needs to have a vent sesh, he calls me. I need a vent sesh, I call him, you know what I mean? I'm like, man, this fucking sucks, bro. And he's like, man, this fucking sucks, bro. So, like, you gotta have a good support system, you know.
How many times a week do you work out?
3 times a week. That's it. Nah, 3 times a week, bro. 3 times a week. And I remember the next question is what's my regimen, right? Yeah, so I'll just answer both of those. So I work out 3 times a week, guys. I work out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I keep it short and simple. Well, it's not really short.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's not really short. It's like 45 minutes to an hour.
You guys got to understand. We'll get to what.
I feel like that's a healthy time for a good workout.
An hour. Yeah, I spend an hour working out once every 3 times a week. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I do a push-pull split, sort of, where I kind of tailored it to what I like and what feels good for me and my body. So like Monday, I do chest and triceps. So it's my chest, my triceps. It's all mostly push exercises. Wednesday, I do shoulders and legs. So I'm doing overhead presses, and then I'm doing all legs. And then, I'm sorry. Monday, I also do abs. So I do chest, triceps, and abs. I didn't throw abs in there until a year or so later. And then Wednesday, I do the shoulders, legs, and then Friday, I do back and biceps, and then lately I've been throwing in some forearms, but mostly just the back and bis. So it's all pull exercises then, you know what I mean? So that's my regimen pretty much. I stick to that very consistently. I'm not gonna lie and say that there aren't times where I don't miss a workout, but like I'll push it to the next day or something like that, or I'll move it back a day even, as I go off my soreness. Right. And you can train multiple times a week if you want and you have the time, but you have to make sure you're not sore when you lift. That's like the biggest thing I see everybody talk about. Don't lift when you're sore. Don't train that body part, because you're gonna overtrain it, and you don't want to do that. Right.
Or you're gonna tear something.
Yeah, you could tear something, or you can sprain it, or absolutely. Yeah, and I need my body. I can't make money without my body. You know, so.
Do you lift heavy, and explain why?
Sometimes.
Yeah, I don't think lately you've lifted heavy. This is more like a muscle build lift.
Yeah.
Not a deadlift or a heavy bench weight.
Yeah, so I don't bench anymore. I don't do flat bench.
Yeah, because I haven't seen the flat bench out there.
Well, yeah, I'll be honest with you. I've been watching this guy on TikTok, and he's all over the place now. Sam Sulik. He's like a 21-year-old bodybuilder. Gives really good advice, and he's got a massive front delt and chest, and I'm trying to emulate something similar to that. And so he doesn't do flat bench. He only does incline and overhead presses. So now instead of doing flat, I do a incline barbell, and then I do an incline dumbbell, and then I do my flies. So without breaking down all my workouts one by one for you. So I used to lift heavy, like we talked about back when I was a kid, a young man, but not anymore. I more or less stay to I do 3 exercises per body part, and then I do 4 sets per body part, and it's usually 10 to 12 reps. And I stick to a heavier weight for what 10 to 12 reps is, but the guys that can bench press 3, 4, 5, 600 pounds can't rep it for 10 to 12 normally. There's guys that can. But I'm saying, like, from a powerlifting perspective, usually do lower reps. Whereas I'm trying to go for higher reps. I'm trying to get more separation of the muscle fibers, a little bit more definition, you know? So to answer your question, once in a while, when I'm feeling strong, I'll up the weight. You know what I mean? Like big time. Yeah. Like I always do high intensity workouts. I always have. I'm really good at pushing myself mentally. But as far as heavy weight goes, I don't want to injure myself. So I'm not squatting 500 pounds. I'm squatting 200 pounds. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm doing it consistently. And as I feel myself gain more strength, I then add little by little weight. So I've gone up. Like I started out like 100 pounds, dude. You know what I mean? Squatting 100 pounds. Now I'm up to 200. So like things do gradually step up. I just don't go for the meat and potatoes right off the bat.
Because your mom, they had that muscle memory.
Yep.
But you have to still build it back up. Could you probably have done that same way from what you did years ago? Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. You probably would have still hurt yourself faster.
Yeah.
Than build your muscle where they were.
Well, to be honest with you, I know you probably don't know who Ronnie Coleman is. He was 8-time Mr. Olympia. And he was massive, dude. He was massive. And he could squat, 600-800 pounds. He could put 9 plates on the side of the thing and squat. Lightweight, baby, lightweight. He'd be squatting that down. Now he's in a wheelchair. He fucked his joints up for the rest of his life. I don't want to be that guy. I want longevity in my life. I want to go long. I see those guys at 70 years old doing calisthenics and parkour and stuff like that. That's what I want to do. I want the longevity in life. I don't want to be like, I want to be a middle guy. I want to be like semi-jacked at some point. Who knows when I'll get there. I want to be like semi-jacked and then be able to go for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
I understand that because my legs kill me from lifting rocks for somebody and picking up rocks off the ground and trying to be beast and lifting sheets the size of cars.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You're supposed to be using a machine. But
Yeah. No, we are the machine.
Flintstone style.
Bro, we are the machine.
Yeah, I like the machine.
Yeah.
What's your ultimate fitness end goal? I mean,
damn, I kind of just answered that. I'm really good at leading on to the next thing. No. I'll touch base on that for a second. Just to kind of, well, yeah, I literally did just say that. Just to be kind of like in the middle, like not stupid jacked, like Arnold Schwarzenegger jacked, but not like, some skinny twig. I want to be in the middle, stay healthy, stay fit, stay active, and be consistent. That's my biggest thing. So like, I know that doesn't directly attack fitness, but it's consistency is the key. Like, even if I come out here and I do a 50% workout instead of 110, like, just do it, man. Just freaking do it. It's important to be consistent, both for here, and for here, I want to do this when I'm 70. That's my end goal.
We'll be watching this video when we're 70.
What the hell?
Spark plugs in yet?
Yeah, what the hell, Wes? Let's go, dude. Don't make me get my cane, bro.
The track is getting cold.
Or my nipples.
What does your diet consist of now?
Well, I'm on a bulk cycle currently. So I was down in July, June, like May, June. I was down to like 192 from 320 pounds. And you know what? I guess I should give them a breakdown of how I got that, right? So I started in January of 22. I started doing intermittent fasting. It's all about calories in versus calories burned. And the average male burns about 2,000 to 2,500 calories a day. I just dialed my calories back a little bit. I was doing like 12 to 1,500 calories a day. But I would do like I could eat 6 plates of food in a sitting like it was nothing. Yeah, beast mode. Like nothing. So instead of down in 6 plates, I could still eat 6 plates of food to this day. But what I would do is I would just eat foods that didn't contain as many calories, right? And so everybody's going to go, do you eat carbs? Yeah, I eat carbs, man. I still eat Chinese. I still eat McDonald's.
You still eat whatever you want.
Yeah, I had Arby's tonight. Bro, I had Arby's tonight with JJ. Like, we had Arby's.
It's all about the portions.
Yeah, like portion control. Well, I'm on bulk right now, so I'm eating a little bit more.
But still, you're not eating 6 plates of dinner every night.
Yeah.
Or 2 to 3 plates until you're full.
Yeah. So it was hard at first. I started off in that January, And I was probably eating 6,000 calories a day. That's why I was 320 pounds, dude. And you know, I'll show some clips out here for you guys. And so then I immediately started dropping my calories down, 3,000, 2,000. I got it down to like 1,200 for a while, and then that was hard to sustain because I'm on such low energy, and then I'm trying to ride it out on caffeine, you know. And you know, everybody's gonna say, well, how you fight the hunger? Well, I drink a lot of water. I got off my Turkey Hill iced teas. I used to drink 1.5 gallons of that a day. I started drinking jugs, you know.
Yeah.
I would carry a gallon jug of water around me, just chug water, dude. Chug water. You feel the burning sensation in your stomach does not mean you are hungry. Chug some water, it takes that right away for you. So, you know, there's a lot of good benefits of fasting. I'm not going to get into that in this video. There's a lot of benefits to fasting. You can do 24-hour fast, 36-hour fast, 48-hour fast. I chose to do intermittent, which is just basically going 18 to 24 hours. So I would only eat dinner every day. And I did this for months, for like 6 months straight. Bro, I dropped like 60, 70 pounds in 6 months like it was that.
Yeah.
People were like, are you on drugs? I'm like, no, I'm not on drugs.
My wife asked me the same thing because I've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
I stopped eating snacks and eating cookies at nighttime and big cups of milk. Like, once you start cutting all that out and working 10, 12-hour days, only eating,
you drop weight.
One plate of dinner and drink water for the rest of the day.
Yeah, dude.
I start dropping weight.
Night and day.
I don't even know what I'm at now, but I can tell that she can see that I lost weight.
Yep. So that's like, I did the intermittent fasting for 6 months. I got down to like 240, 250 really quick. And then the last 3 months I was doing 1,500 to 1,800 calories a day, but I had upped my weightlifting intensity quite a bit. And I also, for you guys, I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Judo. I actually just got my black belt in both of those this year. I've been training those for about 12 years. And I'm Gracie Jiu-Jitsu black belt from the Terry Brothers. And then I got my Judo belt from Master Sanchez from Ocracoke Island. He's an awesome guy. So they're all great guys, and we train hard. So I do that like once a month though now. I don't do, like, I used to do that twice a week. But since I started the weight loss journey, it's kind of just been like once or twice a month I go to class. And yeah, so I did the intermittent fasting, dropped that weight. I still ate the things I wanted to eat within those calories, but I controlled my portions. And I made sure to drink a ton of water. Water is your best friend. Like, people are going to get into these controversial things saying that, like, water flushes your system out. Yeah, it flushes your system, but, like, it didn't for me. 2 gallons a day. I drank exactly what, like, my height and weight is designed to drink 2 gallons a day. I did the math. So I drank 2 gallons of water at a minimum a day. I didn't drink anything more than that unless I'm really thirsty, which I am right now. So I'm going to take a drink.
Or 2 monsters a day.
Yeah, or two, on top of the 2 gallons of water. But I would do Monster Zero. I did Monster Zero in the beginning, and then after 7 or 8 months, I then allowed myself as a reward to drink the salted caramels. Because I was like, oh, dude, you did a great job. Go ahead and have your 200-calorie Monster in the morning now. So now my diet, I'm on a bulk cycle. Let's fast forward. I dropped down to 192 pounds from January to May of this year. That was my lowest. 192. I was looking like a stick figure, dude. I was like, I can't do this no more. I had like a shredded 6-pack. I was like pretty close to having a shredded 6-pack. Minus the extra skin, which I'll probably never get rid of that. You know what I mean? And then now I'm bulking. I'm up to today I weighed in at 213, so I'm up quite a bit now. I'm up.
Once you cut that fat back, then you start bulking into your muscle.
Yeah. So, but now I'm looking to take 300 to 3,500 calories in a day on my bulk cycle because I'm trying to gain some size. Right. But then I'll wind up going through a cut cycle again where I cut that back off. You know? Protein.
I was gonna do that.
Dude. My wife does a great job at helping me prepare my meals. I suck. I am so shitty at preparing meals. My wife, thank you, Jess. She could cook, man. She could cook. So she usually does meal prep for me, and she's very good at it. So, you know, like steak, taters, corn. She's good at making sure I have micronutrients, my carbs and starches, my proteins. And then I also take a multivitamin once a day now. And then I also have a 400 calorie protein shake every day, which has about 70 grams of protein in it. So I get that on top of my meals. Right now I'm doing 2 meals a day. So I have a lunch and a dinner. And I feel full all the time. And I hate it. I hate feeling full all the time now. After 6 months, my stomach shrunk exponentially. And then when I would try to overeat, my stomach was like, F you, dude, don't overeat, it hurts. I couldn't. I'd actually work up to having 3,500 calories. I couldn't even shovel it in anymore. You know what I mean? So, but my diet is just a basic diet, and it's not.
It's all about self-control.
Yeah, man.
You can eat what you want, but it's got to be self-control.
Like I said, at Arby's tonight, I had a buffalo chicken wrap. I had a roast beef sandwich, cheddar and roast beef, and a curly fry with 2 cheeses and a diet soda. But I only take 2 sips of the diet soda and throw it out.
Yeah, you don't really drink. So
No.
We're actually like sitting down.
My water.
At a restaurant.
Yeah. But I had.
Oh, yes, water.
And then lunch today, I had 2 breakfast wraps. It was sausage, egg, and cheese. I love my eggs, man. I could eat 20,000 eggs every day.
Eggs are supposed to be good.
And they're really good for you. So that's my diet in a nutshell, dude. You know? Simple, man. I don't overthink it. I just try to make sure I have a variety of things, and I try to keep my calories within my calorie window. So I do count my calories every day.
Right.
It all comes back to training.
Instead of feeding yourself, drinking that water.
Yeah.
We just technically answered the question. Do you ever cheat on your diet?
I don't consider it cheating because I still eat what I want. It's just all about that portion control and making sure your calories in versus calorie burned is taken care of. That's what works for me, you know?
You're not a couch potato.
Yeah, so all these people, they're like, you know, I got to go do all this running and all this other stuff. Well, you can burn all the calories you want, but if you're still taking in more than you need, you're never going to lose weight. You have to have some type of caloric deficit for your body to get in a fat burning mode.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's what worked for me, man.
And
It worked.
And sweating.
Yep.
And sweating. If you're not sweating or you don't stink by the end of the day, you ain't doing it hard enough.
You ain't doing it hard enough. Wise words of Wes, man.
You ain't doing it hard enough. You take any supplements or pre-workouts, testosterone enhancements, products of any kind?
The only thing I take, and I don't even think I look unnatural, but the only thing I take is my multivitamin every day and my protein shake. And that's it. The Equate whey protein you get at Walmart, it's like $30 a tub or whatever. And I do 2 scoops and like 3 cups of milk. And it winds up being like 70 grams of protein, maybe more than 70 even. I count it as 70.
How many grams of protein would be in the milk?
Yeah, I count that. That's why it's 60 grams for 2 scoops. It's 8 grams per cup of milk. So like 24 and 60, it's like 84, whatever. I call it 70 because your body never takes all of it in. That's the thing. Your body only takes a certain percentage of the protein.
If you were just, I don't know.
Nah, but I call it 70. The ideal is to take 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight every day. So for me, it'd be 213 grams of protein minimum. And bodybuilders shoot for, double.
Protein.
They'd be taking like 6,000 to 10,000 calories a day, bro. So
That's nuts. Do you do cardio or anything else help with the cut?
oh yeah, so I talked a little bit about the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and the Judo. I do not touch cardio. I hate cardio. That's why
I've never seen this man run.
Nah, I can run though.
I know he can.
I have
but
endurance from the Jiu-Jitsu and
I
that.
haven't seen him run unless there was an emergency.
Nope.
Or some kind.
I hate cardio. I will not do cardio. I did not get here doing cardio at all. You don't need cardio. Like I said, if you manage your calories and teach yourself self-control and make sure you're consistent, you're gonna hit your goal. But it all comes down to having that discipline to get the thing that you want. You gotta want it. Let me say that again. You have to want it.
And that's no matter what it is. Weight loss, smoking, addiction.
You gotta want it,
Anything
bro.
in life, you gotta want it.
You gotta fight for it, man. All the things in life that are easy aren't worth having. All the things that we really want in life are very hard to obtain. So my advice to you is get used to being uncomfortable.
Every day.
Every day, all day.
Every day. Do you think you look good, and why not?
No. I think I look better than I did almost 2 years, like, what are we, a year and 8 months ago, a year and 9 months ago. But I don't think I look that great, man. The loose skin could go bye-bye. You know what I mean? My butt's kind of flabby and sad now. Yeah, and then just like, maybe years down the road I'll have a surgery or something like that, but like, I think for now I'm happy with where I'm at, and I'm going to continue to try bulk and cut cycles to see how far I can go naturally, you know what I mean? And then I'll hit my plateau, wherever my plateau is. And I'm 35, so I'm in my peak right now. 30s is peak male. For anybody who thinks that's not true, go look it up. 30s is peak male. I think I look all right for my age and everything, and for the amount of abuse that I've given my body over the years. I feel like I look good, yeah. Okay, not good. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I look okay. There's guys that are out here shredded that look like monsters at my age. Yeah. There's guys that are 45 that are 3 times the size of me, looking all shredded and jacked and everything, full shredded 6-packs, obliques, the whole nine. So, no, I've got a long way to go, and I'm willing to keep baby stepping it until I get there. But I'm really happy with how far I've come in the time that I've gotten here. So, I've got room for improvement. Let's just say that.
You don't get nowhere overnight.
Yep, I feel that. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah. In your opinion, what's the strongest body part or feature, and why?
My triceps. I feel like I'm genetically gifted in the tricep area, and I think I took a clip or two for you guys here. Keep in mind, I'm not really big on showing my body off online. It took a lot for me to even put this video together for you guys, but I've had so many comments asking that I was like, I can't ignore this anymore. So, and I was like, this is another way for me to connect with you guys too, you know? So my viewers don't know me on a deep level. Like, I'm always just building. It's kind of shallow content, you know? I was like, this is a way to get deep. So, I like my triceps. My triceps are freaking stacked, bro. Like, if I just pop my lat out a little bit and poke my tri out, it's like this huge horseshoe comes out. But my biceps are terrible, you know what I mean? And I can't get a bicep peak for the life of me. So, it's just like, I know. But it's all genetics, bro. It all comes down to genetics. In my dad, well, yeah, minus his Buddha belly now.
What else is your weakest body part, and why? Which is the same question as the other one.
Well, the other one was strongest.
Yeah.
So my weakest, I've got 2 that come to mind. Well, 3 really, but it's a hard narrow down. I'm gonna say my legs, and it doesn't matter how hard I train them. I don't really have an answer as to why. Because even when I used to leg press 1,000+ pounds on a leg press machine, 1,200, 1,300 pounds, I used to stack the plates up when I was like 20. My legs were not that big. And I don't know why. They've just always kind of been genetically behind the rest of my body parts. So like my upper body looks a lot bigger than my lower body does. And then the way my legs are shaped, they kind of go in a little bit at the knee. So it makes me stand weird, like when I'm standing. I don't know. But that, to me, is my weakest body part, I guess. Would be my leggies.
Yeah, they can still keep you up every day.
That's true, bro.
What's the largest piece of advice you can give somebody starting their own fitness journey after watching this?
Ooh.
I could say just keep pushing. No matter what it takes, how hard it is.
That's a great answer, bro.
Get up every day, force yourself to do the things that you need to do to
I tell you what,
work out or fucking get your day going.
my best piece of advice for you guys would be to, like I said to you earlier, fortify your mind. You have to make a defense against yourself, because you're always going to look for a way to talk yourself out of things. And that's your biggest enemy, is yourself. Everything here. So my biggest piece of advice, shut off your feelings for yourself. You go to get out of bed in the morning, it's 5 a.m. I don't want to get up at 5 and do my workouts. I hate getting up early. I'm not a morning person, bro. I'm a night. I'll stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning working on stuff. Now I got to force myself to go to bed at 11 so I can get up at 5. So I can get my hour and a half workout in before the rest of the family wakes up. So my best advice to you guys is to fortify your mind. And one of the ways is by shutting off your feelings towards stuff like that, in ways that you're going to fight yourself to not do the things that you want or need to do to accomplish your goals, right? So fortify your mind. You got to create a defense. So when I get up in the morning and I go, man, I don't feel like getting up. It's 5 a.m. Shut the fuck up, John. Get the fuck out of bed right now. I don't even think twice about it. I roll my cover off and get right the fuck out of bed, bro. And guess what? When I start moving around, it ain't so fucking bad, bro. It is not so fucking bad.
Today that they said start slaying the beast that holds you down, the beast that stops you from doing it, the beast that fucking gives you that depression that holds you down every day. Start slaying that beast and train your brain every day. To get up, do this, do that. Don't lay around. Because if you let that beast control you, it'll control you
forever. You'll be stuck in the matrix, bro. You'll be stuck in the matrix, man. Fortify your mind. Create a defense against your own bullshit. You gotta first create the trigger in your mind to go, oh shit, I'm being a bitch. I'm being a little sensitive bitch right now. Shut that shit off. Get the fuck out of bed. Do what you need to do. Do what you need to do. You know what you need to do.
every day.
That's the best advice I can give.
It says, I think the ultimate question we saved for last would be, what made you start these fitness goals and the weight loss journey to begin with?
What made me start from the beginning? Man, I think the biggest thing for me was I woke up one day and had clarity, and I went to the mirror in the bathroom, and when I looked at myself, I didn't see myself anymore. You know, I saw like a lesser version of myself, and it really, really made me think twice about who I am and the things I'm looking to accomplish in my life and where I want to go in the next 30 years plus of my life, if I live that long. And I feel like when I looked at myself, I remember when I took a picture. I'll post a picture right here. Now this was like right before January. I had started trying to tailor my meals a little bit, and I was playing around with it. But I was looking in the mirror, and I was just like, dude, this ain't you, bro. Like, you are capable of so much more. What are you fucking doing, man? And I was like, shut it off. Shut it down, man. Time to break the lazy train. And a switch, like, that's how it always is for me, though. Some type of switch flips in my head. And my drive and motivation go through the roof, dude. I don't even know how to explain it to you guys. Like, when I looked in the mirror that day, it's just something in me. Yeah, and I was like, I want a better life. This isn't me. I need more. I'm not a fat, lazy piece of shit that can't get stuff done every day, etc., etc., etc. I want to be here when I'm 65. I want to see my kids graduate. I want to do things in life till then and after then. And so I need to be in the best shape to be able to do that.
You gotta live healthy.
Yep.
Like, I'm not saying I'm healthy.
I was like, I need to find an area that I can live in for a long time. So I don't need to be like Mr. Fitness over here with 1% body fat. But I'm not going to be stupid fat John over here with 50% body fat. You know what I mean? So for me, I was like, the switch flipped, and I was like, I got to find an area I can live happily in for a long time. Yeah, basically. So that's really why, you know. I see my kids running around. There was times where and this all came to me that day in the mirror. There was times where I couldn't keep up with them in the yard. I'd be like, panting and stuff like that. Or times when we were filming for Quad Wars and stuff like that, I'd be like running up the hill with the quad or like chasing after the quad or something with the camera or whatever. And I'd be like out of breath and sweating profusely and stuff. And I was like, dude, I used to be in good shape, you know? I was like, this ain't me, bro. We gotta shut this down, man. Gotta shut this down. Because I remember for a year plus I was talking about wanting to get back into fitness. Like, I was tired of being fat. And it just finally, that switch flipped. And I was like, I'm ready. Let's do this shit, man. Let's do this shit. Alright, guys. So I appreciate you if you stuck around this long. And I think me and Wes had a pretty deep, awesome conversation. And a little bit outside the norm. So don't expect this on a regular basis. because if this thing doesn't get any views, then it'll kill the YouTube algorithm for me. So, you know, I thought this was important to address. I'm not very good at vlogging to begin with, but I was like, podcasts are cool. I love podcasts. And I was like, I'll give a shot at one. So if you enjoyed it, you already know what to do. And make sure you drop a comment below. Let me know what you think of the Bench Swap Kid Squad. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.